Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here. Happy New Year to everybody. It is January 1st, 2020, and saying 2020 sounds like we're in the future. But shout out to all you guys. It has been an amazing couple of years on this YouTube journey. Thank you all for everything that you guys have done to support me, following, liking, subscribing, checking out my Twitter and Twitch streams and all that type of stuff. So thank you all very much. I also wanted to do a quick shout out to Cool Guy. He is another awesome YouTuber in the Destiny community. If you guys have not seen his stuff, please go follow him. I'm going to put his link below in the description. He is an awesome guy. Met him at Guardian Con, puts out great content, weapon reviews, PvP guides, bunch of awesome stuff. If you're a Destiny player, you should definitely be checking that stuff out. It's got some great detail. Always probably learn something new in there, especially depending on how new you are. So his link is below in the description. Please check him out. Awesome channel. Now, why are you guys in this video? Experience, bounties, the dawning, a great experience farm. Now, when you look at Evil Levante, she's just chilling here. You've got your baking going on and all that stuff. But you look at her bounties and there's one nice little caveat to all these things. Double EXP, or double XP. I say EXP just from experience days of different games, but double XP. Double experience is what we're going for. Now, why is that so important? Well, the way this kind of kicks in, it makes them so much more worth your time to do across every character that you have. The repeatable bounties are easy, and if you want to level up lots of things in this game, it takes experience. Take your season pass, for example. Your season pass, the higher you go, the more you unlock all this stuff, the more ornaments you start getting, faster experience boost so you can get that thing going. All those things start complementing themselves. The quicker you go, and everybody wants to get to the end to get all the rewards as possible. The exotics, your enhancement prisms, and your golf balls, of course, plus anything that you might have out here towards the end. Of course, the pigeon feed emote should be good. But all this stuff is going to take experience to get to. Another thing that's going to take experience is your artifact. Artifact getting that bonus power level, making you stronger in that content that you're going to be facing, always a good thing. I'm not even that high in season pass, so I've got a ways to go, but this is definitely something I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. Now, one giant caveat. This is only going to be working for about 2 more weeks. This ends on January 14th, 9 a.m. Pacific time, when the weekly reset happens and the dawning ends. Why? Because this is taking place with Evil Levante's bounties. Now, her bounties have 3 different types. You've got weekly bounties, which are going to give you 30 dawning essence. Not that much for a weekly bounty. Honestly, that thing should be like 100, but that's just my opinion. Double XP, which is going to be a huge chunk, which I'll explain in a minute. And Bright Dust, which is going to definitely be something you don't want to miss out on, because Bright Dust is hard to come by, and you get double Bright Dust from these as well. You've got your daily bounties that you can pick up once per character per daily reset. That is at 9 a.m. Pacific time. You can do these once a day. They're pretty easy. Today was actually really simple when I recorded this one. Auto rifles, precision damage, arc damage, and a finisher. I pulled out my arc logic auto rifle, went into the core terminus lost sector on Mars, got all of them done, shot a few enemies, finished them. That was probably like 10-15 minutes. That was fairly quick, but you can only do these once a day. You can't repeat them. Now, why are these something you want to switch over to every character and do? Well, let's go see how much experience you get from these crazy things. So the daily bounties are these with the pretty clean looking snowflake to them, so daily finishers. So using our numbers here, we got 53,000 experience right now in the middle of this season rank. All right, so 53,000. I'm going to turn in one of these bounties. Now, just for reference, my bonus EXP is 28%. I'm not in a fire team, so you can take off about 6% of that, so it's about 22% right now. So I've got 122% experience coming from each thing that I turn in or get experience from. And I'm only 56. Some of you guys may be higher than this, so it's probably going to be a little bit more. But when I turn in one of these bounties, again, remember, we were at 53,000 experience. I'm just going to click one of them, and we're at 87. Okay, so we're talking about 53 to 87. That's like 33,000 experience. You do 3 of these, you're going to have basically a complete level. So let's do 2 more. So here's arc damage enemies. I'm already at rank 57. And 1 more. 54,000. 3 daily bounties is a level. If you have not been doing these bounties, do them every day. Every character you have the time to do, because these are worth your time and usually not that difficult to do. So between 4 daily bounties, you're going to get 133,000 experience, basically 1.333 levels. So that alone, awesome. If you do that between 3 characters, that's 4 levels in 12 bounties. That's insanely fast. But there's a point where you run out and you can't get any more. So that's a thing. Now, you have your weekly bounties. These, I have been told, are literally like half of a bar. They take baking a whole bunch of crap though, so don't focus on these nearly as much. They're not going to give you like that much more. Their time is going to take a little while, and as you do the last thing that I described here, which is the repeatable bounties, you will gradually knock these things out and you can just turn them in when you're done. But do not try and farm just for these. You're going to want to be doing the repeatable bounties as much as possible. Now, before you go into the repeatable bounties, which basically involve baking something, taking it to an NPC, and turning it in, you're going to want to make sure your holiday oven is masterworked. Now, why would you want it masterworked? Well, it takes the Essence of Dawning requirement from 10, or from 15 without the masterwork, down to 10. And when you bake, when you're going to need to bake like 300 of these things, you're saving yourself 33% of the grind to get these things. Now, the Essence of Dawning I covered in another video. Best way to get that stuff, again, you can do Crucible matches, which Mayhem is active right now. I don't know what the playlist is going to be next week, but Mayhem is usually a quick, fun, crazy match. Get yourself some Essence of Dawning in there. If you're going to do strikes, the Vanguard strike playlist, pay attention to the modifiers, and you can get through strikes usually in about 10 minutes. That's worth about 16. And then Gambit Prime is 1 round. That's also worth about 16 to 17. Every so often on those, you might get a bonus 5, but usually from those activities, Crucible's 11 to 12. Strikes and Gambit matches are about 16, 17, somewhere in that realm. Now, as you're going through, at some point you may run out of Glimmer. You may run out of materials to bake things, so you can't infinitely do this cycle. So my advice is, if you've been playing the game for a while, you've been doing Sundial, you've been doing some strikes, you've been playing some Gambit matches, you're burning some time in Crucible, doing bounties in there, make sure you pick up bounties in the activity you're doing. Make sure you have Sundial bounties. Make sure you have Gunsmith bounties. If you're doing Crucible matches, go pick up Crucible bounties. If you're running strikes, go get those. Those are things that are going to be beneficial while you're doing the activities to get this stuff. The Ether Cane, the Delicious Explosion, all the ingredients to be able to bake things in the oven is going to come from activities in the game. Once you have a decent amount of this stuff, you can go through the farm that I'm about to describe right here. You have your repeatable bounties, and that's these. Bake Radiolarian pudding and deliver it to Ashtramir. Now, I will put a giant asterisk, caveat, whatever you want to say, with relation to this farming situation. And that is, if you are on console, it is going to take longer, and I am fully sorry. If I'm on PC, my load times aren't that bad. Now, occasionally going to Crucible matches or strikes, I have these like long loading black screens, but I'm still pretty sure mine are shorter than yours. So if you are on console, especially if you don't have an SSD of some kind, I am sorry. And I apologize because this will not be as fast. But it still is going to be one of the best grinds that you can possibly do. I might just be watching a TV show in the background while you do it if you have a lot of load times involved. If you don't have long load times, you probably won't be catching too much of your TV show. So, what is the point of all this? Well, I've got 5 bounties that I can do. Load them up, go bake the things, fly around to everywhere I need to. Some of these might be in the tower, so I may be able to walk to 3 of them anyway. And turn them all in and see how much experience I get. So this is the group that I had. I bought these 5 in a row. Now there is one of these bounties where you have to go give a cookie to Riven. That is the only one I'm going to delete. I'm not going to go put the 7th wish in, go to Riven, go to the little snow globe, drop down, do all that crazy stuff. That is the one that is probably not worth your time, so I would delete that one and buy another repeatable bounty. But as these bounties are 3,000 Glimmer, they're not cheap. One piece of advice, if you do start running out of Glimmer, and if you have any of these Rainmaker consumables, as you're going to do those other activities, again, picking up bounties, make sure this Rainmaker is popped. So if you're playing Gambit, which is a really good way to get a variety of materials, if you use different weapons, different playstyles, you'll be facing different races. It's a good way to get a good mix of things. Gambit actually is going to have some benefit there. You're shooting a lot of stuff. Pop one of these Rainmakers if you've got them. They're just one of those random drops you get from breaking stuff down. And if you're going to have an extended play, don't do it if you're going to play for like 10 minutes. This lasts for 4 hours, but you don't have an infinite supply of them. But if you're going to have an extended play station, pop this thing for 4 hours and you're going to be getting extra Glimmer to help with that Glimmer consumption that you're going to get spending it on all of the bounties. So, I have about 177,000 right now because I've done this on a couple characters. You'll start running out of Glimmer and you won't be able to keep buying these. Hence where you have to go play some activities, grind back out ingredients, Essence of Dawning, and Glimmer. So there's a grind to that side. But once you have your 5 bounties, this is the easy part, and this is why you do not want to miss this. Do it as much as you can. Do it as frequently as your Glimmer and your ingredients and your Essence of Dawning allow. I have to bake 5. I went to Io. I baked 1 Radiolarian pudding, gave it to Ashtramir. Then I have a couple that are in the tower. Okay, so then I went to Mars, talked to Anna Bray. Went in there, gave her Javelin Mooncake. Then I came back to the tower. I baked the hot crossfire buns for 801. Right next to her at Benedict 99, hackberry treat, and then chocolate chip cookies for Amanda Holiday. Now for me, that might be a little quicker, but I had 2 planets to visit. I had 3 in the tower. I had to literally go up to a vendor, bake one thing, click on them, and give it to them. Now the experience that you get from these is honestly pretty crazy. So right now we're sitting at about 54,000, 55,000 roughly experience. Each one of these bounties is going to be about 23,000 experience. 22, something like that. What's 22,000 experience times 5? That's a level. So here we go again. 1. So here's 99,765. So I'm almost exactly at 100k. So this is a pretty good one. I've got 3 more to turn in. 1, 2, 3. Right there at about 60,000. 2 more of those bounties, and guess where I'm going to be? Another level. Ta-da! So every 5 that you pick up and bake and travel to, that's a level in your season pass. That's going to get you your power level insanely quickly. If you're trying to get the 207 levels done, this is going to be one of the biggest pieces to your grind. Now again, the daily bounties, the weekly bounties will naturally happen. You turn those in, you bake them, it's cool. But don't try and just bake 50 treats just to do this bounty and not turn them into people. My advice, don't worry as much about the weekly bounties. If you naturally do it, cool. But these are, while they're worth like half a bar of experience or more, what you can get by doing the dailies and turning those in is so much more. The final piece to this is going to be in your inventory. When you bake these gifts and you give them in for the bounty, you might also be getting some of this back. It's a gift in return. I'm going to open one of these just to see what I get. I got the weapon, which is what you want. I got the benefactor emblem, and also got 3 masterwork cores. Let's try that again. I got 3 more masterwork cores, some planetary essence, and another gun. 1 more. Another masterwork core, another gun, and a little bit of glimmer. So the benefit to doing the bounties is large. You can do it quickly. You have a chance to get those donning packages in return, which are going to get you the weapon rolls on both the Avalanche and the new submachine gun. And you have a chance to get masterwork cores from those, which we always need more. I'm sorry, I have a lot. I'm a hoarder. It's a wear. And they're pretty quick and easy to do, and you get a crap ton of experience. So every 5 that you pick up is going to net you another, basically, season pass level. So I can, again, I'm going to buy my 3 or 5. I can't buy any more. Spend some glimmer. Where do I have to go this time? I'm going to have to go to Failsafe on Nessus. I'm going to have to go to EDZ Devram K. Back to Mars. Asher Mir. And Hawthorne, who's here in the tower. So I would go to Hawthorne, bake hers first. I'm going to travel to 4 planets. As soon as I load into those planets and turn them in, that is another experience level. So this is why this is something you do not want to miss out on. Do your daily bounties, because remember, these things are worth a crap ton of experience, because I just literally went from about 60 to a new level of 4, so that's like, I think that's like 64,000 experience or something. So the dailies on all 3 characters, and then once you've done the dailies on all 3 characters, pick 1 character and do as many of these repeatables as your glimmer and your ingredients allow. If you run out of both of those, go play an activity that you can pick up other bounties for. Gambit has a lot of bounties, a lot of enemies to kill, a lot of ways for you to gather materials, and glimmer with that Rainmaker consumable. And don't forget, make sure your oven is masterworked before you start doing this. If it is not masterworked, go through and bake 1 of everything. I'll put another link down in the description. I've got a video about like where you guys can masterwork, what all the recipes are, and all that stuff. So this is a really amazing EXP grind. If you want to max out your season pass, get a higher power level to help you with some activities, you want to do this before the 14th of January. So happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully this is a fruitful grind for all of you. I appreciate the support from everybody out there. Go check out Cool Guy and his channel, and thank you very much for what has been an amazing few years doing this, and hopefully to many more. Thank you all. You are awesome. Happy New Year, and 2020 is going to rock. So thank you all. Looking forward to everything we get to do together.